What could be better in the Hunter Call of the Wild than an Amazon rainforest map? The expansive Amazon rainforest, renowned as Earth's largest and most biodiverse tropical rainforest, stretches across an area totaling roughly 6 million square kilometers across 9 nations. It spans 8 countries and 1 overseas territory in South America and represents an area twice the size of India, or roughly 28 times the size of the UK. Please subscribe. It extends through Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, and more. The Amazon's unrivaled natural diversity truly astounds, housing over 40,000 plant varieties, 1,300 bird types, 2,200 fish species, and an impressive 430 mammals. The Amazon rainforest could pose as the best, favorite, most popular map in the game. I think a lot of people would rather have an Amazon rainforest true kind of jungle map than pretty much anything else on the planet. Now, of course, we have talked about Africa 2.0, we've talked about Arctic Canada, we talked about Japan, we've talked about Hungary, we've talked about Greenland, we've talked about a lot of different possibilities and concepts for new maps, but I really think that there's a chance that the Amazon rainforest, a true Amazon rainforest map, could top them all. We're talking about biomes like a forest biome, Andean biomes, floodplains, savannas, and tropical biomes all in one map. I would love to see Call of the Wild start to add things like waterfalls. Even in the Angler, there's lots of waterfalls and things of that nature in the game. We don't really see a lot of that in Call of the Wild. I'd love to see them start to add more things like waterfalls in the game. Now, here's the thing with an Amazon rainforest map, and we are going to talk about species. We're going to get into different animals and things, but one thing about this map is that animal interaction with trees would pretty much be completely and entirely imperative. This map couldn't really work without having a lot of these animals be able to interact and live, in some cases, primarily in trees. Is that even possible on the Call of the Wild engine that Call of the Wild is built on? I don't know. I feel like if it was possible to have animals interacting with trees, we would already have that in the game. So I don't know if that's possible, but for the sake of this video, let's just pretend that it is. Another thing to talk about with this map is we would really benefit from having boats. Now, of course, boats are something that people have wanted in this game for a long time. I've talked about it in videos a few times, and an Amazon rainforest map with the floodplains and things like that, lots of rivers and that sort of thing, boats would be just so amazing. It would make the map so much better. The immersive hunting experience would really benefit from boats. So obviously this map could still be really cool without them, but I think boats would make the map just twice as good. Let's get into talking about some of the possible animals for this map, and it is a crazy list. This is probably my favorite list that I've gone over for a species on a new map. Obviously, we've got the apex predator of the Amazon forest, and that is the jaguar. I've talked quite a bit about the jaguars in recent previous videos. My top 20 favorite species that I would like to see in the game. Jaguar were, I think, in the top 5. I would love to see jaguars in the game. I would love to see a black jaguar, black panther variation for the jaguars in the game. But not only jaguars, the Amazon rainforest could pose as a very cool map for some incredible cat species that we haven't already seen in the game. We're talking about ocelot, the margay, the jaguarundi, the puma could be on another map, as well as the oncilla. Really cool cats, some really cool big cats that the game has not seen so far. This could be a really cool map for kind of a big cat sanctuary. Anacondas, among other snakes. We could have our first snakes in the Hunter Call of the Wild, the anaconda. Can you imagine hunting anacondas in an Amazon rainforest map? But that's not to mention the boa constrictor, the pit viper, the rainbow boa, among other species of snakes. The green anaconda specifically is the largest snake in the world when both weight and length are considered. It can reach a length of 30 feet and weigh up to 550 pounds. That is absolutely crazy. Just trying to imagine what anacondas in a hunting game would be like is just, it's a pretty amazing thought. The giant otter, we could have our first species of otter in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Giant otters live in the Amazon rainforest, and they are the largest of any otter in the world, measuring in at 1.5 to 1.8 meters and weighing in at 22 to 32 kilos. They are actually double the size of the world's smallest otter, the Asian short-clawed otter. The black caiman, among other species of caiman in the Amazon rainforest. This is like basically kind of like an alligator or a crocodile. They look quite similar. They are the largest predator of the Amazon ecosystem, and like its name suggests, this reptile has dark scales which helps it blend in with their surroundings. Most of the time, you are only able to see the eyes lurking above the water. Scientists have discovered fossils of an extinct giant caiman in the black caiman's territory, story, reaching upwards of 40 feet. However, this crocodilian only grows to about 15 feet nowadays in length, almost as big as its relative, the American alligator. Three-toed sloths could be in the game. I think this would be really cool. I don't know how exactly it would work as far as like hunting them. Three-toed sloths are really interesting though. They spend 90% of their lifetime hanging upside down in trees. They have huge long claws up to like 10 centimeters long. It makes them great tree climbers, but it inhibits the speed they can walk on land. Another fun fact about sloths, they can move up to 3 times faster swimming than on land, and they can hold their breath for an impressive 40 minutes. We could see some really cool monkey species, you guys. The black-capped squirrel monkey, tiny little monkeys. They only weigh up to like just over a kilo, like 1.1 kilos. We could also have spider monkeys. Spider monkeys would be super cool in the game. Pygmy marmosets are another really tiny little species of monkey that could be added to the game as well. We could finally have armadillos, specifically the giant armadillo, which is the largest living species of armadillo in the world. They typically weigh around 18 to 32 kilos when fully grown. However, a 54 kilo specimen has been weighed in the wild, and captive specimens have been weighed up to 80 kilos. So they're absolutely giant armadillos. Some other cool species that I'll just kind of name off: Colombian red howler monkey. That's the one that's on the thumbnail. They are super cool looking monkeys, very, very fascinating animals. The South American tapir, the collared anteater, also known as the southern tamandua. Bearded emperor tamarin, that's the other little monkey on the thumbnail. Green iguanas are in the Amazon rainforest, as well as plumed basilisks. We could also have some really cool exotic bird species. We could have like macaws, toucans, spectacled owls, and my favorite bird species in the entire world, the harpy eagle. If you guys haven't seen harpy eagles, do a little Google search and do yourself a favor. Harpy eagles are absolutely incredible looking. They look like something straight out of Harry Potter. They're the most beautiful bird in the world as far as I'm concerned. It would be cool to see them in the game, even if you're not hunting them, right? Just seeing some of these birds flying around, you know, kind of cosmetically, aesthetically, just on the map, just to kind of boost the immersion a little bit, seeing macaws flying around, toucans in the trees, harpy eagles flying overhead, maybe dive bombing down and grabbing food out of the water, spectacled owls. So yeah, the Amazon rainforest in the Hunter Call of the Wild. What do you guys think, man? I think it could be so good. Whether or not they could pull it off, I'm not sure. Like I said, we would have to have tree interaction for this map to work. So if that's not possible, I don't know if this would really work out too well. But yeah, what do you guys think? Where would you guys place this in your top 5? A lot of people I know this is the one that they would want to see the most. What are some species, if there's other species that you would like to see on this map, maybe some other bird species? I didn't go too much into the different birds, but yeah, let me know down below. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I love making them. Please do drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.